What's going on, everybody? LK here. Today, I want to go back to something I was doing a lot when this game came out, but I kind of stopped doing when I had my character crisis and its tournament runs. So, if you don't follow me on Twitter, I said about Frosty Faustings, honestly, the first super major for Guilty Gear Strive for the year, the last Arc Revo World Tour qualifier. I was like, this is the beginning of the tournament arc. I'm kind of going to go back to grinding tournaments. I'm starting to feel really confident with Baiken. I feel like I kind of know what my goals are and what I'm going to be focusing on. So any type of like regional or bigger, I'm going to try to get up on YouTube. So this tournament is in wonderful Montreal, Canada in Quebec. I want to say basically regional size. I think it was about like 70 entrants offline. Basically, I think I saw some other American players for other games, but essentially like the only US player here for Strive. Montreal not too far from me. Pretty quick flight. So I decided to head up to Iceland, just kidding, Canada for the weekend to play a tournament. But we can't start here. This is top 8. If we want to talk about the run, we must start from the beginning. Alright, so we're starting with a Baiken mirror. So I actually played a set off stream before this, like as a Jackal player. So the first all-on-stream match is a Baiken mirror. You might be confused, but I am not playing my traditional Lois Griffin color. Instead, I'm playing the Sweden color because apparently this green color is popping off right now. I mean, I'm new to the character, honestly, so if someone is like, you're playing my color, I'm just like, alright. As opposed to like Millia, where like I've been using that color for years, so I'm just like, yeah, I'm the blue Millia, like chill. Anyway, this matchup is kind of weird from a tournament perspective. Baiken is not very common, as you all know, in tournaments. She usually kind of washes out in like pools or like top 30. Not like the last wave, but like the wave before the last wave. Usually, people are looking to change that, of course, but she's just like not that common. But because of that, when I run into Baiken players, it takes me a little longer to feel them out than other characters, mostly because I just don't practice the matchup very often. So it's that traditional mirror problem of, oh, they should do this, but are they going to do this? And you know specifically because you play the character. It's something I always kind of struggled with. I especially struggled with it a lot with Millia, but with Baiken it's not so bad. So this round we're kind of just turning this around here, keeping control of the corner, just kind of predicting where he's gonna move and stuff. The parry doesn't affect, it affects pressure obviously, but as far as knockdown, you're kind of chill. There I kind of realized the spacing there, so I can get the quick cross up from the air, and we take the second round. So in round 3. The quick little chase there, Rising JS Brown Star. It's a pretty popular one from Baiken players in some matchups. Sometimes I think it looks really preemptive, but that one looked reacted, so I thought it was really good. There's my standard cross-up mix-up. I'm going ham. Since it's Baiken, instead of doing same side with like a jump in, you know, I do tatami instead, but he doesn't bite. The reversal super here. This one's kind of a nail biter. So what we're going to be looking for here is just a way to win safely. Kind of like that. I had a burst too, so I'm allowed to make a mistake. Baiken is not that burst safe overall. There's some characters, like, let's say the most burst safe character in the game is probably Zato, and then like HC and Nago, characters like that. Ram is also very burst safe. I would say Baiken's burst safe abilities, even with like stuff that's being found, still kind of below average. It's like one of her flaws, I would say. Yeah. Quick little reaction, cover the landing when you try to swing. Okay, he gets this. Pretty important to try to not get hit air versus air versus Baiken. He could have thrown me. He wasn't aware. Keep that in mind when Baiken has 50 meter, kind of close. I'm pulling up. Well, I did it with no meter, taking risks. This forces him down. Goes for the parry and block stun. You know, Baiken players tend to do like jump in, delay, Yozansen for plus frames. Of course, she has parry. She can parry that. So I waited for it that time. Because that's happened to me a lot in Baiken Mirror. Okay. He's got to pull up. Reminder, I'm not Lois Griffin this time. So, I mean, in this case, he's just green. He's not Lois Griffin. I'm Lois Griffin, bro. That didn't reach. Trying to control the corner. trying to kind of mix playing like really actively and like boxing him in at the same time. A lot of matchups for Baiken is like, how do you deal far slash H Kabaddi and ID back to Tommy? And to be honest, Baiken is pretty good at dealing for her own tools. So I'm trying to effectively like cycle and make him really work to actually engage with me. But then he pokes with S Kabaddi. I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I never practiced this. No, that's not true. I know what to do. BRC towards him, forcing him to jump. One more mix opportunity. Blocks a low, blocks a low, blocks a low. So those 3 2Ks are all airtight too, which is kind of a rough spot. So after like the first 2K, I can do like Yozan or like delayed 2K, stuff like that. Going to third game here. So I'm just kind of jumping back, kind of just using dash block. Like other people, I assume that unknown Baikens are going to use a lot of like IAD for JS to kind of like burst at me. So I'm really focused on not using Kabaddi too much and not backing off with backdash too much. Mix. Looking for the immediate burst. He didn't give it to me. He gave it on 2K 6H. Very good bursts. So we're going to be in here. Fires the gun. Kind of wastes his meter, but I'm chill. Now I have a big resource advantage because I'm going to be building meter faster than him. The Tommy Gaishi. That was kind of not the best 6P confirm, but it'd be like that sometimes. Try to confirm the combo. Trying to just protect the front line. Using my own air dash. So I am preempting H Kabaddi with air dash. I'm trying to show that there is an interaction there. Ooh, we both dash block, but I win the exchange. Okay. Empty low. This is the combo with Kabaddi knockdown. Just kidding. That's a wall break. Right now, honestly, I'm chilling. I'm just like, yeah, I think I got this. My spacing's good. Like, yeah, I'm not really getting hit by random stuff. This is like a big whip punish plus burst safe is what I would say. So I kind of retreat with the tether. Tether's out. I'm just like, yeah, I just have to not mess up. There might be an opportunity for a burst safe combo. This JD. Right here, instead of doing the button, maybe doing like an immediate Yozan would have worked. But the IID BRC Yozan-sen kind of closes it. He gets a successful burst, and I kind of just force my meter since I have positive. So a little ditty for people who don't play offline, or like let's say you only play on PC. This thing I'm doing is so annoying. So they did the pools on base PS4, and one thing you got to do is disconnect any pads, because if you don't, it will, not only is there a chance that the match might get interrupted by someone trying to sync their pad, but there's some games where delay gets added from having too many Bluetooth devices being connected, to my knowledge. So if you're ever wondering like why is this dude going through all these pads, that's why. So we have the next wonderful set here, and this is my pools winners qualifiers. So this is a Goldlewis Dickinson player. From a tournament perspective, the first round of pools, because almost every tournament is open tournaments, which means anyone can enter. So this is like the first test for like a player, honestly. Like, I mean, let's say the first test is actually entering the tournament, right? So after that, it would be, can you get out of your pool, either winners or losers? In the past, they had a system where only one winner and one loser got out. So there was a lot of cases where, let's say, you would lose to a guy in winners, and then that person would make it to winners finals of the pool. They would lose to the top seed, and then you have to play the person you lost to again in double jeopardy. So that's why a lot of tournaments do like this double, like so 2 people out of losers, 1 person out of winners. I don't think this tournament did that, but this is like the first test. If you're just like playing a game for real and having tournaments, like your pools qualifier, your last match in pools is like one of your first real tests of are you really starting to become honestly like a good player of the game. So we're playing as Goldlewis Dickinson here. You remember I've had a whole arc against this character. I'm not a fan of this character, but I have really practiced this match really hard. And you're going to see a lot of the strategies that I use against the character in this set. So honestly, it's a lot about playing lame. A lot of this match is me maintaining a rage kind of out of H Kabaddi and trying to meet him in like safe ways. But then you also have to endure all his like silly his ways of forcing his way in, like the one you just saw. That one is a little bit more expensive, of course, because he used Gold Burst, but he's got a bunch of things like that. And you have to adapt to people you haven't played before, because I haven't played this person before. So, I'm trying to box him in, but he slips out of the corner of JH. I was actually pretty surprised he got over me like that. Drone at the end of the round, so I have to dash into it. Oh, I got so lucky. I mean, I had the mash, but I got really lucky because my jab didn't come out, but I still got the counter hit. Honestly, that was his round, and I feel like we should have played a third round. Alright, game number 2. So I start with 2S. So Goldlewis has problems beating Baiken's Far Slash with basically anything that's not dash 6P, but this is tournament. Like, tournament is not like running games in the park or like running like 30 games with your boy. You know, it's 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5. This game's 3 out of 5 in basically all contexts besides like teams. So sometimes you, even though you just started playing somebody, you have to show options against things they haven't shown. And so like characters like Nago and Goldlewis, who are like really explosive and can kill you from like one random thing. I mean, I guess a lot of characters can kill you from one random thing, but characters that get it like easier, sometimes I show these pretty early, or I pick really passive options. Anyway, he's in the blender, but I kind of messed up. I think I said just super there, maybe. BRC mix, he blocks, it's airtight, thank you very much. Okay, the burst. Kind of a risky one. If I did 2k, I would have baited the burst, but it's all good. Beats my parry by crossing up there, very nice. 50 meter. Fixes a mistake. I think the 2H might... The 2H looks both correct and also like... Did he do that on purpose? But... Anyways, box me in. I'm trying to work my way out. I decide to burst. I'm technically breaking one of the rules of Guilty Gear that I have, which is you don't burst heavy characters in round 2, but I think I can win, so I'm trying to push it. Goldlewis is really bad in -3 situations also, after like Tatami and Kabari, because he can't 6P, you're 5P, so I'm just bullying. Really risky burst, because if I lost that round and he hit me round 3, I lose immediately, so... If you're gonna do that type of burst round 2 against a heavy character, you have to really mean it, you know. So in game 3, meeting him air reserve JD. JD is actually surprised. You'd be surprised. It's pretty hard to hit Goldlewis with JD. Usually his JD beats your JD. Okay, I'm gonna punish here. Thank you, meter. Wall almost broken though. So I'm feeling pretty good this round. I don't like breaking the wall against Goldlewis without super because of last patch. So that's still kind of in me. But that was last patch. So drone isn't as memes as it was. So I'm kind of chilling. As Kabari. And that the chip kills. If I recall correctly too, Goldlewis doesn't have a heavy, like a Potemkin Nago throw. He has like a normal character throw. So, I think like Nago would have been able to throw me after Escabari, but not Goldlewis. Okay, running into the drone. In the corner, it's a little harder. I kind of tried to finesse it. He's baiting my burst here, it looked like, but got a combo anyway. Maybe like a little uncertain. Looks like he missed a behemoth there. Okay. Keeping him in the box. Oh no. Mix, yep. So, I mean, I didn't burst because it wasn't close, but I think, again, I try to have a habit of not bursting round 2. And I burst immediately because I was like, I'm going to get memed. Okay, back to neutral. His burst is going to come back this round for sure. I take my turn. So, even though drone is like crazy plus, but the individual hits don't have a lot of blocks on. And it's hard. It's like the Millia thing. It's like hard to confirm the last hit of drone, like what's happening. So you can challenge a lot. And usually Goldlewis players play like it's hyper plus because people usually run away from it. They don't run into it. Again with the frame trap. He's in a terrible spot as a guess for game. Bait the YRC. Tough choice of like what I wanted to look for. But oh no, I wanted to shoot him with the gun. I remember that. I wanted to shoot him with the gun, so we have to play more game. And then there I tried to YRC. Yozan-san. So he has a chance. It is Goldlewis. Like he could do something. He's got security meter too. A random gun from him or a drone would take it, but another IED BRC closes that set. All right, so we're in the next phase here. This is top 16. Again, I think this tournament had around like 70 entrants. So usually, if you're not that familiar with the way tournaments work, open tournaments work, I should say, you have like your pools matches, and then you usually filter into a wave of a top group of entrants. The really huge tournaments like Frosty had like top 196, so their group of qualified players was bigger than this entire tournament. If you just want an idea of scale, for the huge ones, you continue to filter. So you do like top 96, top 48, top 16, like they do something like that. Where usually at the smaller ones, they'll just do like pools, maybe no more than like top 32, top 48, and then they'll have like a finals group of top 8 that they do either the next day or sometimes like at the end of the day. So this tournament was ran in one day, so that meant it was done at the end of the day, like kind of around like 10 p.m. Top 8 for the last matches. Winning your pool, winning in tournaments is pretty chill. Let's put it like that. Winning tournaments is pretty chill. You have to play less sets. It takes less games for you to qualify. It's really chill. When you lose, you have to play like 50% more matches about than someone in winners. So you have to play a lot more. So one, it sounds silly, but if your goal is to do well in tournaments, you should try to win. Ha ha ha. My next match here is winners quarters. So that means I only need to win one set here to qualify for top 8. If I qualified from losers, that means I had to win 2. I'm playing as an Axl player, so I actually was thinking about picking Millia, but I decided to just play Baiken because I was like, oh, he's gonna die if I hit him, and I was kind of wishy-washy from the practice I had. It wasn't like a ton, but from the practice I had with Millia, I was like, this feels fine. This still feels like she does really well, but I'm not really familiar with his new stuff and like how he moves certain ways with her. So I decided to just stick with Baiken, and it's offline too. So I was like, oh, it should be easier to deal with some of this stuff. So I decided to play Baiken instead. So we're gonna be just trying to. This one, I can't really describe it to you too because I don't have like a ton of experience. It's mostly that I know there's some things that are punishable on reaction, and I'm a dash block bot, and he's not as weak against it as he was before, because you know, like for example, rainwater. So the hop back slash that he does is plus now. I mean, it was always plus, but it vacuums, so he gets to actually act on it. But I thought it's kind of just like once I catch him, he's dead. I'm Baiken. Like, what's he gonna do? Honestly, what is he gonna do? I tried to do a trick, but he mashed. This is something. It's like kind of two things where like in tournaments, like any like effective little things you can sneak in are pretty good. But Baiken has a lot of RPS situations, so it's hard to pick out like where someone you haven't played against is, and some of these things to make them safe, I need meters. So, and the meter thing is so important. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I should sneak in trick like different options earlier, but in the end, establishing is key. So I do take that first game pretty clean, just from like pressure and just bullying him by like dash blocking a lot, reading certain movement options when you get him in the box. Okay, jumping forward. So because that's kind of like the best thing that Baiken has as far as neutral against Axl is like her JS does reach really far. So if you move in a non-committal way and he does something like with a lot of recovery, you can react to it and punish. He tried to pull up on me. I was like, no, there's his burst. Something like that, right? It's a pretty common Axl structure. It's a pretty safe one, too. But I managed to go over it. Okay. We're going to go in this style mix-up. He blocks across up. Really good job. That does have a same side option of JH. But there I chase and kill with JS. So really, I just kind of killed him with JS. Like, my main important hits in this round, and in a lot of these rounds, it's just like he does something, and I try JS. Okay. Pulling up here. Caught my air backdash. I didn't commit. -3, so I take my turn. Missing my jab, but still worked out. Going for the quick throw. Again, tournament. So I'm just like, are you going to do something about this or not? Because now I'm in an amazing position. Decide to bait multiple times. So I'm looking for YRC. Waiting. 6P, but I didn't do kabari, so no knockdown. Try to slide in a trick of his own into rainwater, and since it vacuumed, I was like, okay, I'm gonna show it the first time. I haven't parried the whole set. I have definitely been talking about, for example, I have a video on how to use parry, and I'm not really like a big defensive gambler with the move. Axl doesn't really have guaranteed parry spots either. So I was like, I'll just show it here. I haven't done it like the whole time, so I'm chilling. We'll see what he does about it. Okay, keeping my pressure, but he doesn't hold everything. Yozan-san going for a little trick, but I messed up, unfortunately. He's gonna keep me here. I'm like, no, bro. No, bro. I understand. I have a parry. This time we bait the YRC, and we take it. Baiken, for the amount you see me baiting YRC with stuff, she's not actually that good at baiting it herself. You always see me baiting it, usually resource or something. It's because her kicks aren't safe to YRC, where some characters have kicks that are safe to YRC. Okay, that's plus. That time I forced it again. He dashed up. Very nice by him. Got a nice little chunk of damage for that. Ran-san. So he's doing a lot of neutral structures that I can technically force my way over with IIDJS, but I'm just being a little cautious. I am plus. Punching the button. We're going to keep the corner. Unfortunately, my low mistimed. So that should have killed me, but he gets me at the low. Okay. Using the close slash. We talked about it on the channel before. Using a jump countable normal to bait burst. If you're gonna do it, that's the way to do it, pretty much. And like I said before, Baiken's not that good at burst baiting, so like naturally. So that was basically my only option. There I use JS, get over the Ren-san. Ren-san, I'm like, is pretty slow plus travel time, so I'm just like, oh, my man is using it. I think Axl has to fight with normals to fight Baiken. Okay, I'm trying to keep him in for real. That is super plus. Okay, keep pressure, but he gets hit. So I like panic burst because he gets hit. That is definitely tilting. He gets hit trying to mash something on tatami and it messes up my throw timing. So here I'm just gonna try to play it slow. Again, air versus air. Caught his neutral jump and the close. So pretty clean way up until top 8. And so here we are back. So this is a few hours later. Everything's kind of wrapping up. This is the last game of the night, the main event of the tournament. So my first match against Test Your Luck, a Canadian Nagoriyuki player. You've probably seen him play if you watch like online tournaments. And he won the summer tournament is like their main one. This is like their winter edition, WEMAD winter edition Montreal Airdashers. Not really a tongue twister, but he won the summer edition. And I played him that tournament too, where I lost to him. I want to say in winners and got like 5th. I think it's like one of my last Millia only tournament. Yeah, one of my last Millia only tournaments. So here I'm picking Millia as a counter pick. So I've been going like really back and forth of what I should do against Nago, and one of the things I was thinking of trying was to use Millia. So she has some really good stuff against him. Mostly that she's really mobile, so she has a lot of agency in neutral. Like I could pull up on him really fast. Once I catch him, he's dead. He takes more damage, so you're going to see some of these are kind of old mix-up structures, so it's still like pretty reliable, I feel like. Yeah, see, like he just dies way faster. Baits my burst on the /2. I've been studying this more too, so like I've watched this on my own already actually too. So I actually even like I won't spoil it, but I make a ton of mistakes against this character. But you have to really make sure you thoroughly lab everything that your character can do against Nago in different situations, because you just can't give the character chances. Like basically what I'm thinking about this character is I mean he does have the flaw that he's not mobile, you know, like he's got the 10 frame super jump. He can't like he can't air dash, he can't run. So you really do have to absolutely minimize what he is good at and not give him opportunities, because when you hit, like he combos off everything, so everything is really meaningful. He popped. I do get there in time. I do a burst safe combo. I mean, not totally burst safe. The beginning of the combo, the close slash is burst safe. And just in case he panic bursts, and then from there, I just did a normal route. He held his route. He held his burst correctly there. So here, fuzzy jump again. I'm doing this so I get out of the corner so that he doesn't, again, like, it's a pet peeve of this game for sure that burst knocks down, and I I actually forget about Ultimax, but in like vanilla Persona, especially because I was reviewing matches for like videos, burst knockdown in that game too, but it's not that common that characters do stuff with it besides, you know, super BS characters like like Shadow Abras or something. So since burst knocks down this game, there's some characters that benefit a lot from it from anywhere, and of course if a character has their back, has you to the wall, then they get a really good situation. Like Nago gets a really good situation off it. So making sure that you can swap sides somehow when you get punishes is really important. Anyway, we push, trying to chase. Millia has to be pretty close to chase, but once she's in, she's kind of in. Going for this type of route, want to get a little bit more meter. Into Winger. This gives him a lot of meter, but not 50, and he's like one hit away from dying, so I don't mind giving him a little extra. Okay, trying to push up. Mash out there. A little pain. I think I'm gonna do like 2P into RC next time, just so it's more stable. As this can get kind of funky when you scale it. So here so this is the type of mistake I'm talking about. Like I'm rushing down where I don't have to. This is again because like my strategy was not as tight as it could be. I kind of threw that round. Like at this point, he has to press button. Like he can only use normals and Fukyo against Millia, which she has the advantage in if I play patient. But I wasn't playing patient. Okay, we IB into throw. Thank you very much. Thank you to the dash block. Side swap on a mix. Missed the Mirage Hair car. Gets the fumble. Baits my gold burst. It's pretty hard to do reversal gold burst to his normals, like close slash and 2K and stuff, and it cleans me up real fast. And on top of that too, if you remember earlier, we don't really want to burst round 2, so that was definitely like a panic burst. Okay, next game. Getting over to Fukyo. The air dash was on reaction to Fukyo, so I jumped just cause. I jumped and I buffered instant block. And then saw the clone. Clone is fast, but it has travel time, so it's something important to keep in mind. I'm trying to dash under stuff. Okay, he bursts me, same. So he just gets like Oki off it right away, you know. Pretty common, just wants to keep his momentum. That's like a pain point of Millia Nago, is like there's a lot of situations where like both your normals with, and because Nago both gets combos off basically all his stuff, and they're used to his buttons being God, they're always mashing another button. But because of like my general approach to Millia over the years, if I whiff a button, I confirm the situation, so I usually lose out on those. Okay, using the JS, he's doing a really good job here. So back Fukyo catches my 2K, which 2K actually low profile is the first hit of Far Slash, so I was kind of spooked. Forward Fukyo, but he drops the combo. I got really lucky. Her throw's too small to catch that though, so I try to get the mistake. 6P. So we get to turn it around. So from here, he has no burst. I also have no burst, but I'm just going to try to make it happen. He gets hit specifically by that a lot. I don't know why. I think he's trying to crouch like another normal, and he's treating it like another situation. I hit him with that basically the whole tournament, even though it's not mixed. But anyway, we go into round number 3. So I air dash over to Fukyo, the Fukyo clone again on reaction. Already in the air, just air dash. I get the burst here because of the way I input stuff, but I don't get a punish. Really lucky throw. If he command grabbed me, I was dead. I will see my burst though. I will. The way this round is going, if he does get me, I will see my burst. Hit him with a trick. This combo is the wrong combo. If you're a Millia player watching this, I definitely should have went for super. I think I could have done a coast to coast super wall break combo, but I have a big live lead, but it is Nago, and my burst is nowhere to be seen. Not handling the far slashes as well as I could too, to be honest. There's much better I could do to make it harder for him to keep his pressure. But we'll train that. Each one of these H buttons is chip damage, and thankfully he Fukyos into me. If he Fukyos away, I'm still in a bad spot, but he tried to... He's also trying to make something happen while I'm trying to make something happen. So I ended up getting the cross-up JH. There's a bit of a delay because of a monitor thing, and then we go into game number 4. So again, I start with the round start jump, jumping Fukyo. So now I can describe the plan a little bit better. Here, I'm not gonna lie, like I have a plan, but it's not like super detailed. I'm kind of just being Millia, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move around your stuff. I'm saying in a really vague way, as opposed to like some of the matchups we have played so far, like Goldlewis. I could be extremely specific and like, this is how I deal with Goldlewis. This is how we do it. But this comes from not knowing who to play against Nago though, because I have a field of characters now, right? I have Durag in the pocket, I have Testament in the pocket, I have Millia kind of active, I have Baiken who I'm maining, so I have a bunch of characters I could try. So he got the first round again. Not looking good for your hero, but I do have my burst. I didn't burst round 1, so I might need it this round. After the far slash whiffing 6p in absolute pain, but that comes from not structuring neutrals. So we get the throw again. I think he's just trying to crouch stuff that he can't crouch, because I'm using JH every time. Okay, blocks the overhead follow up, very nice. Triple overhead, and Nago can't 5p that actually. He has to 6p. So I have a lot of variety in the way I can continue my offense, and a turbo fall cross up to take it. So I'm on set point, and I didn't have to use my burst, which is great. IB, yes, we got the successful IB, which means throw. Gets hit by this again. Burst immediately. Burst before close slash. If he burst any later than that, he would have died too. So really good by him. Okay, the 5k. Okay, his 5k. My 2k whiffed, his 5k whiffed. He swang again. I'm like, you got it, boss. With punish, but no S disc. That one's 100% on me. JS. Tagging his JS is huge. Something I always like underestimate. A friend of mine told me if you see him jump, you should literally just mash XP. And like he's never gonna land fast enough. There's my one burst. S disc pull up, but I can't really do anything with it. He gets to swing, so I go back to safe range. Waiting. That's fine. Check the Fukio because he has high blood, so he can't do like Fukio DP or anything. Chasing. And his jump, he reacted to my Capel. He's actually like pretty decent at dealing with like high Capels. Pretty good at it actually, not even decent. Because I did so low, he reacted really late, and I got him when I landed. So we move to winners finals now. So like for a smaller game, your winners finals will probably have at least one pretty well-known player. But for mainstream games, even like at like a regional tournament like this, you'll see like some top level competition by the end. Usually like a handful, maybe like as little as like one, maybe as much as like 5, like 4 or 5 will show up. So I'm playing against Corey. I think the official name is Coreydachi, the Mei player. Many people say he's probably basically the best North American Mei player. If you haven't heard of him, he's beaten Umi Show a few times in tournaments, has won some online stuff. So he cruised through his bracket as well. So I'm playing him in winners finals, Baiken Mei. The bad news for him is I play Baiken. A mama, she has a chain and a gun, and I don't like sea animals. Okay, I had no idea where I was going with that, but the bad news is he's definitely running into one of Mei's only losing matchups. I think Baiken does have an advantage in this matchup very slightly, and these things do matter, especially because of the type of character Mei is and how she tries to win. And since Baiken has pretty good neutral against Mei, I have ways to just stop him from getting started. So the other thing though is he did eliminate me from Frosty Faustings 3-0, but the footage honestly is in the ether. Like I don't really know what happened. The only thing I could really tell you is that I bursted terribly against him. I just didn't know I couldn't burst all that stuff against him. So when I walked to the setup, I was like, you know what? You, aka me, aka LK, aka your boy, have been practicing Mei so that you can learn just like some of the stuff that she can do, some of her routes and things like that. So you've been practicing her, learning her. You played her a little bit in the tower, so you know some of this stuff now. Play the neutral that you've been playing, and you will be fine, hopefully. So we go into the next set. Baiken Mei for game number 1. So again, Mei is a counter poker. She's very good at counter poking, but Baiken is really good at preempting, and all her stuff is really far and disjointed, so she can't usually use her normal like let me whiff 5H all day, let me whiff 2S all day. So he has to have more of an emphasis on trying to whiff punish me, but Mei's not good at that. So it's gonna be a lot of like dash jumps, dash blocks, and it's like cycling air movement actually, while still doing like some normal Mei things, using a new beach ball buff to control space in a way that she couldn't before. So I read parry, and we take the first round. The other thing too is like she doesn't often get meaty beach balls, so I can cycle defensive options pretty well too, even when she knocks me down. Her return is really high, but again, as long as we do it in a safe way, like make it hard for him, it should be fine. So I'm boxing him to the wall here. Trying to parry the aerial, but he actually doesn't give me anything. It's really hard for Baiken to anti-air Mei with 6p, so I use a lot of different other options. There's the Yo's on Sen. We're going to get a quick positive bonus. This is, I mean, this is basically he runs into something. He's dead. The burst's not going to come back. So I killed him right before his burst came back. One more hit would have given it back to him. So yeah, just didn't really get a chance to get started that game. Kind of just boxed him in, just protecting myself, protecting the line, holding the line. The Eagles linebacker, Baiken. The first 5H is a big combo. Bigger combo than I thought too, actually. So I'm trying to work my way out. I kind of slip out. I use that every now and then, that H Kabaddi follow-up, just to get out of the corner instead of jumping, especially because people are so good at sniping jumps. Just to give him something else to look for. This is going to be a big combo by him, but he drops. Gets the reset on the other side. I'm kind of chilling. BRC forward. The first time I think he did air throw. I kind of dropped my combo. The combo is burst safe anyway. The first like 4 hits burst safe anyway, so it's not like I dropped it because I read the burst. The slowdown actually screwed me up. Shout out to Guilty Gear Strive. He's going to keep his turn on the tether. But the dolphin screws up because of the tether. We do love that intern mechanic. So we're back in neutral. I kind of... I'm still like gonna die, but I kind of evened it up. Another EO's on Sen. I think he didn't know what side he was on. So we play it cool. Doesn't give me the YRC. Really good walkout by him, but he didn't capitalize and I didn't capitalize. So it kind of ended on a scramble. Okay, the whip punish at round start. 6p to involve the Kabaddi. So here you see he's using a lot more beach ball now to play at full screen, but you can hit the beach ball, so it's not... You can hit the beach ball with like Kabaddi and stuff, so it's not like a big problem. Okay, messing up a little trick there. Don't worry about that. Since I got pushed to the ground really fast, I was like, oh, I'll buffer parry. If it's airtight, cool. If not, then too bad. He's got some meter, so he's going to chase. So I gold burst here in case he chases away with air throw, which he didn't. So he ended up being even. Fuzzy mashing the command grab. Or frame trap. Kabaddi with punish to close it. So my neutral strategy is really simple, as you can see. It's just really making sure that I don't lazily get jumped in by Mei. I say lazily, like, not he is going to like force his way in, but just make sure that like if the Mei player is just forcing their way in, we kill them. If the Mei is trying to like navigate my stuff, we make it really, really hard for them to approach. So Corey is like trying to like navigate my neutral, so I'm trying to make it as hard as possible for him to get around all my stuff. Mei is weird because she's like fast, but like not fast. But she's not fast enough for like to like whiff punish like JD from mid range, for example. Like if she's on the ground, she has to like run up and do a button or something like that. So we knock down here. I got plenty of meter. This is a good throw from him. This is a quick little guessing game of am I gonna bait your throw or not. Him throwing is not so bad because even though Mei gets a really good left right alpha throw, but I'm Baiken, so he has to worry about parry and various other things I can do there. Okay. I think I call him fuzzy jumping there. Just trying to control the space. Beach ball again. Good tool, but I know to hit it. He gets in, but I get the run under instead of peeling off. I had a thing that if you backdash a lot against a character, that means you don't know the matchup. So at this point, I think I know Mei to like a decent level. The whiff into parry. So we play the RPS. I see him in the air. I parry immediately. Works out. I have a resource lead, just like I have burst, I have beater, I got everything. Right now, I'm like, everything's in my favor. I kind of screw up. I don't know what he tried. I don't know if he tried to just delay jump. I don't know if he couldn't see or was confused about what I was doing. Because I screwed up what I wanted to do. I misjudged. But that hit basically sealed it. That hit basically sealed it. Gave him the meter for a quick 50-50 to close the set. Which means we are now in Grand Finals then, right? Grand Finals, winner's side. So... I talked a lot in this video about like the various little like phases of the tournament and like how you should be feeling. Not how you should be feeling, but how I usually feel. Plus like if you're in that position and you're out like on your come up, how you should be feeling. That's probably a better way of putting it. Now for this, so I'm in Winners Grand, so I feel pretty good. I am playing pretty well. I feel like during the day, I feel like I had a really good run during the day. I'm gonna try my Millia counter pick once again. Grand finals is like the last test of the tournament, basically, right? If you win this, cool. But you can't just be like, I won this and pop off. Like, you have to see what happened during the bracket, see what you did well and what you didn't do well. If you didn't win this, then it's really good immediate feedback, because it's really defined, right? Like, you, quote unquote, you basically beat everybody except for one dude, one person. So it's a very, very immediate, like, this is something you should pay attention to. This is something you should work on when you're like grinding a lot of tournaments and stuff. There's some people who like don't really have a problem with this. There's some people that do. I tend to be somebody that has to work through grand finals, and what I mean is once I get to a phase in my game where I'm making grand finals like moderately consistently, sometimes it takes me a while. So even in games like I started in Melty Blood and I moved to Blaze Blue. So when you look back on those games, I'm looked at as like a champion, right? Like, they're like, oh, he won this, he won that, he won this, he won that. But that is totally ignoring all the times I did not win on my way to getting to the point where I was like essentially like running the game in the country, right? In Melty Blood, like, there was a whole version that I did not win anything. I just got second all the time. I got second all the time. Blaze Blue 2. Blaze Blue with Lychee in CS1, it basically took me an entire year to win an important tournament. So I just kept getting like second and third over and over. But once you clear that though, and you kind of have like the limit, like the limit break type moment of like, oh, like this actually can be done. Like, I can close tournaments. That's usually like the last thing some people need. Other people, sometimes they just show up and they're like, well, it's time to meme. You know, so it just depends on what type of person you are. Your character choice definitely is part of that. If you're playing a harder character in this type of situation, it could be kind of tough, and you might have some roadblocks like that. Like I had that with Axl Millia, for example. So it just kind of depends here. So I'm feeling pretty good regardless. Remember that Test Your Luck won the last one, the one in summer. I don't really remember who he played. He might have played Corey actually in grand finals last time. I'm not gonna lie. But this time, I am here. And this time, he is doing his thing. He's doing his thing. But I want to stick to my Millia counter pick. And specifically in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm going to play Millia. If I lose, I'm going to keep on playing Millia. But if I lose too many in a row, I'm going to play Baiken. I'll switch to Baiken to try to mess with his momentum. Because maybe I'm autopiloting or something. So here specifically too, I'm not doing a lot of the stuff that I need to do. He has a lot of momentum coming from losers, so I sent him down from 5th place, so he had to play Battle for 5th, Battle for 4th, Losers Finals before me, so he has like 3 sets in him already. I am not the type of person who sits around and watch top 8. I usually play. I like watch. Like, what I usually do is I try to find a setup where I could see the top 8 and I play there. Like, I just keep my hands warm. Maybe if someone does ask to play, I'll play them a little bit. So we have the momentum. This is a little side swap. So I OS the burst on the first hit with close slash, and then I hard bait on the second hit because I don't want him to burst me in the corner. Okay, looking for 6P there. Overhead, but I missed the link. It gets sweep. He turns it around with that. Waiting. Command grabs me. This is what happens. So you really, and this is something I started working on after this tournament, you have to IBFD the second hit of far slash. You really do. It totally changes the game against this character. There's certain things. Are they hard to do? Yes, but it's necessary, and at this point you see players doing it consistently, and IBFDing the second hit of far slash is definitely one of them. He Nago Master, he didn't pop. Look at his blood gauge, he did not pop. So I peel off. I try switching to a slow game. Dashing up with 2S because he whiffed 6P after button. So I was like, maybe he'll do 6P again. Trying to keep him down. Triple overhead. Bad moon reset. This time he's on round 2, so I get greedy because I noticed before that he usually holds it, especially when he has a big disadvantage. Cross up and kill. So we go into round number 3. Okay, I get the walk back into jump. Here we go. I tried to throw. This is bum activities. Command grab. All right, GG. GG next. But funny enough, by the way, when I'm watching with like training partners, there are certain sequences in this game where we literally just skip the rest of the match. And that's one of them, honestly. Like, if you get command grabbed twice by Nago, it's skip to next match. You know, for the vid, I'll let you guys watch. But maybe if you want me to do one, like a pure, like, this is how I actually watch and study my matches stuff, I'll do it sometime for like 2 or 3 games. Or anyone who's done like Metafy with me in the past, they've seen that, like, when we watch matches and I'm like, this happened, skip. So the like, examples would be like Zato breaking the wall with sword, Chip breaking the wall with punches, Nago command grabbing you twice, Goldlewis back throwing you in the corner. There's a few examples. I'm just like, yeah, just skip next round. Okay, so I'm down 2, but I don't feel bad about being down 2. I felt like I played fine. The thing about Millia is like it just takes a small mistake for you to drop a game. So I'm just like, I'm just messing up. Like right there, I was going for a fast RC, H-disc, but that's fine. He's got a lot of blood. Waiting, nice 2P check actually. Her far slash is kind of like Chip's, not disjointed, you know, so you can preempt it with a lot of stuff. So it's excellent 2P. Excellent 2P, but he didn't get anything off it because of his resource. So again, I'm chilling. Trying to push a scramble. Far slash. Good. He's pushing me out. He's about like 2.5. So I'm chilling. Look how... Oh, that was such a good pull-up. I was about to say, look at how slow I'm playing. I'm trying to show H-disc to give him something to run into, but he preempted really well. That did a ton of damage. I'm just like, alright, we're just going to fight. I have my burst for next round. Shows a throw again. It is hard to judge. I can do the space 2S. Usually I get greedy and I go for 6H because I don't like people throwing there. Okay, the good news is I got the first hit. I'm staying in front. Of course, I don't want to get bursted into corner. This is a great situation for me because I'm about to mix him. In my head, I'm like, I won this game. Oh, I went for the re-jump in the wrong spot, though. You can do that there. I just did it wrong. Mix. Blocks the overhead. Okay. Switch sides, like trick. You can react to that, but if you're not used to seeing that, plus like all the variants that can happen, because there's a lot of like unseeable stuff there. Like I do air dash JP, air dash Capel, land low, like air dash back, delay bad moon, delay Capel after the JH. There's a ton of stuff I can do. So every now and then I show the slower option, and it's just like mental stack. So I'm like, all right, we're in this game. So here we are in game number 4. Kind of sticking to my normal thing. Using my movement to try to get him to do stuff. Because he's a good player, so he's not going to give it to me for free. Oh, I didn't input it with FD. So I did the close slash option select correctly, but I was lazy and I didn't do it with faultless defense, which means he got the burst anyway. Okay. He's kind of in button turret mode. Spooky. He has the meter. This is fine. Pulling up. I dash block in. DP, his DP, we call it DP even though it's not invincible, but oh, what a burst pain. I'm gonna feel that next round. So we call it DP. It's -7, but I'm so spooked by having no HP that I don't challenge it. I don't have and I had a burst to do it. Like if there's a time to do it, is when I had burst. I feel like. Okay, same side overhead. Okay, cross blocked. He's pretty good at blocking the cross. I basically think he's assuming cross is coming. Holds to +2. 6H, so we got him that time. Because his thing is like in weird knockdowns, it's backdash or throw. So 6H beats both. The YRC, and because of the situation, I did not option select the YRC. 2K2D, this is pain. He's trying to do it to me. Throw. I have YRC2. He bursts me in the corner for guess for game, tries to force it. I mean, that's guess for set. Also, to be fair to him, so okay, backing off. Millia's throw small 2, so it's hard to throw like a close slash meant to catch fuzzy jump, you know. Okay, want to keep the corner. Little reset there because I wanted to. I didn't want to immediately just break him. JS the sword, the disjoint move that moves really good. Bad moon. I am just mixing, brother. This is Millia at her best. Same side low, cross. Okay. In my head, I'm like, okay, good. As long as I can get him down, we're chilling. Cause he can't block. At this point, Millia's mix is too fucked. Like, It was already good when the game came out. Even if the return was high, it was already good. But now the return is higher. She has way more variants, and she can take you out the corner. Like, it's just, at this point, it's like too much. So the real challenge... Oh, I didn't jump to Fukio, but it's fine. She's actually pretty good against Clone in general and neutral. He peels off. He's at 2 blood. I'm chilling. Little H-Disc for a crumb of meter. The 5k beating my Far Slash. Trying to use S-Disc to vary it a little bit. Trying to get something. The JK to beat the Capel, but I peeled off after the Far Slash whiff. He swung again. This is bad. I burst. Fukio. And I honestly think he should have popped, which means I really threw the bag by trying to challenge after. I really threw the bag. Not a good way to start game 5 of the first set of Grands. Fukio, he does it immediate, just back Fukio into clone. He's trying to just run it with no burst too, trying to run it. Okay, GG. Next set. My burst is not coming back. He's got full resource. He's got mad meter. Again, he does back Fukio clone. I'm kind of in a weird spot. I'm like, it's gonna sound silly. It's like, I thought I established you can't use clone like this, so you just started to do it like faster. You know, we just watched at this point. What is this, like game 9 of me versus him in tournament, and I've been avoiding Fukio like the whole time. Fukio clone the whole time. So to see it in such a direct way, and by direct I mean like just going for it immediately at the start of the round rather than even playing the round start RPS, I was pretty thrown off. But I'm like, all right, it's no big deal. We got another set. It also another funny thing. I actually thought I lost at 3-1, not 3-2. And when we watched it, like on Tuesday with like a training partner and myself, I was like, oh my god, this was game 5. And he was like, yeah. I'm like, for some reason, I thought it didn't go like this, which is why it's important to have the footage. But anyway, we go into the next set. And this is game 1, set 2. And this is kind of why I mentioned this, because you're going to see something funny a little later. No H-Disc, I don't know why. Can't tell you why. Not going to lie. Okay. Fukio, but he got Backblade Blade, but it's fine. I kind of got out. Overhead blocked. Got him to delay low. I did have 50 meter. That thing is why I think he crouches, by the way, because I tried to do JS, he crouched under it. Here I decided to break the wall because he has like 2.5, so there's not that much he can do. He basically has to try to mash on Far Slash or something like this. Goes for that. Again, a lot of these things, it's really made. Like, it's super, super important to IBFD the second hit Far Slash. Like, some of these things he's doing to me will just not work if I do it. So it's like it's maybe like my #1 biggest priority right now. We get a 2k 2D link there and we're good. But he gets like so much stuff. He gets to do delay fast PRC forward command grab. He gets to do Fukio 2 clone. He's got like Fukio 2 back Fukio. He's got like all these like tricks and stuff he could do if you let him get away with it. And FD, even stand FD is not really enough. Okay, here it's Bad Moon RC, so I know that's reliable. Blocks across, that one was really ambiguous. I would have gotten hit by that. I didn't whiff punish the Far Slash on my bum. I'm not focusing on whiff punishing. Like, also the whole reason I picked her is to whiff punish stuff, and I'm not whiff punishing Far Slash. The 5Hs I am whiff punishing, so I'm punishing them from max range. I'm not getting knockdowns because I'm going to 5H. And these things really add up against him. Because there's a perfect example right there. Because the Nago player is not going to mess up their hit confirm. Okay, fuzzy jump. I follow the rule. Mash out. But, okay, he holds the line. He can still win. He can still win, actually. Very winnable. See? I burst. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I try to play it patient. I do a safe escape, but it's not safe. And now I'm in super, super danger. I was so hungry for that game. That like if you only watch and you don't compete, your brain is not normal. I mean, I say even like this. Even after a while, even if you're nervous in tournament sets, you will kind of play the same. But the deeper you go, the deeper you go and the longer the day goes, the more you have to keep your emotions in check, I guess that would be, right? So I said before in this video, I don't like bursting heavies in round 2. I did a good job. I basically only did it once before like finals, but like that was a very uncharacteristic burst, but it's because I was hungry for the game. I really wanted to close the game. So it's like you have to remind yourself to stick with the plan, but like I said, for the first set I played against him, I don't have a tight plan. I don't have like a solid, like, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't even have a who am I gonna play against Nago, let alone like super detailed plan how to fight him compared to some other characters. So I'm trying to fight all these things at the same time. So I switched to Baiken because I thought I lost 4 games in a row to him, when that is not what happened. He beat me 2 games in a row, then I beat him 2 games in a row, and then he won 2 games in a row again. But I thought I lost 4 games in a row because my brain is not working. So I switched to Baiken to try to switch to momentum. And I'm really, like, I have a thing sometimes where I think I tunnel vision on stuff sometimes in tournament, and I was like, oh, I tried to chase him, but Millia's air dash doesn't go far enough, so I need to play Baiken because she has an air dash that's far enough or something. Something weird like that. So we're pretty commanding in this first game, I want to say, this first round. I'm going to round 2. There's a clone, but because I get hit, it's funny that I got mad at the Axl Low earlier, but the same thing happened to him. I got hit by the clone, so his command grab timing was off. Okay, trying to protect. You can't use that move like that against Nago, but we go under on landing because he tries to force. Not the best burst of all time. He's in a pretty bad spot. I don't RC. Okay, we do our normal thing and kill. So not bad, honestly. And in my head too, I was like, once I switch, I'm sticking with it. Okay, I'm sticking with it. Because again, in my head, I was like, he got 4 straight on my Millia just now. So which I mean, honestly, the math literally doesn't make sense. But I'm just like, I need to just do something to switch his momentum. I'm trying to get right back in the game. I kind of have a plan. Like, I was working on this. I want to say just after the patch dropped, so I have like some things ready to fight the character, but I'm not perfect at it, obviously, because I decided to play Millia a couple weeks after the patch. Okay, I'm trying to hold this. He's at a couple of bloods, so I'm trying to chill. He chases my air dash, very nice. I tried to whip punish his 6P, but couldn't do it. Okay, here, so Baiken's actually really good at that situation, but I'm not practiced. That burst was trash. That was another thing about these games. My bursts were really bad. Either like I'm bursting rounds where I wouldn't normally, which means I get memed round 3, or I burst things that are burst safe because I wait too long. It's pretty tough. Get out of there. He go bursts. I actually feel pretty good about that, because now if I win this round, I'm chilling. Okay, her JS is really huge too, so I can fight at ranges other characters can't. Another typical Baiken thing. Didn't know if I had corner space, so I went for a little mix there. I have no idea why I did it, but like that. But I got lucky. He didn't take a lot of damage. Boom. Okay. So I'm kind of chilling. The bad news is his burst is coming back, and mine's is not. Started far slash. I did to myself. 1, 2, 3. I did wake up mash 2. Okay. There we show the parry. So Baiken, since parry catches, he can't do like you know, on DPs he could do the far slash 3 hits and then still RC in time for DP, but he can't do that. But it's actually a pretty good idea to fuzzy mash there instead. If you're a soul player, you can do this too. You can fuzzy mash instead. I did the wrong combo. Your boy likes to throw, honestly. Since that situation doesn't come up that much, because the only heavy I play right now with Baiken is not Nago, Goldlewis, so I dropped that combo. I'm in a bad spot. He's got a lot of meter, and I go for the hard read instead of fuzzying. Fuzzying, I won the game. And what I mean is by like delaying my mash, because since I have a parry that catches, he has essentially nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do there to catch me for delay mashing. It's a really disadvantaged spot for him. He would basically have to just RC and spend the resource. Gets the command grab fast. I have burst though. Gold burst safe. DP back Fukyo. I try to force it again. He baits me again. And at this point, I want to say it's just a common countermeasure because Nago's in the tower bait me like that too. When he popped, I was like, there's hope. So I try to force. I showed basically nothing. No IEDs. I messed this up. This is pain. Execution mistake cost me here. Execution mistake into kind of like, I don't want to say gimmick, but just like not a stable strategy. You actually can't backdash that Yo's onto the setup, but I thought that heavies could, but I didn't know what type of setup to use there, so I went with old faithful, but it wasn't faithful that time. Here he's trying to run the momentum, throws, gets for game scenario. All right, GG. Boop, good job. GG, yes. And we hit the pop off, takes it over me 3-1, 3-1, 3-2. But all right, those are the games. So this tournament was last week at this point. So again, I'm gonna try to do these again for any of like my either big online tournaments or my offline excursions. And the good news for you is that there are quite a bit of those coming up, so you can expect a couple of these per month, I want to say, because I'm gonna be on the road a lot on weekends trying to grind. Pretty motivated right now, pretty happy with how I did. Good games to everybody. Of course I told them in person, but I'm just saying it again for the video. As usual, if you guys have any questions, comments, definitely feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you guys feel like it, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.